another team fight as now Blippo having to use that Q to try and get his health bar back, but Hans Thomas just going to shut him down. The stays alive, the Emperor's Divine is gigantic, and BB will go down.
We're back!
Welcome to round 4 of the Swiss stage. Kinda. We've got 2 best of 3s from the end of round 3 to begin with, which will push the winner to advance in the tournament or head to round 5 where that precedes elimination. Kinda confusing, I know. Before we jump in, I'll bring up the table on your screen now of the tournament so far to the games we're covering today to help contextualize what you're about to watch. It'll all make a lot more sense in a second. These 2 best of 3s are KT Rolster versus Top Esports and Flying Oyster versus Anyone's Legend, all in the 2-0 bracket, meaning they're all performing. So we're gonna be off to a very high quality start to the games in this video. But outside of these 4 teams, every other one competing has shown some kind of weakness. Even teams like LPL Seed 1 BLG have really shocked viewers, and not in a good way.
Nice pick onto the support as well. And his only end up losing their jungle is Bin. What is Bin doing?
Anticipated to be a dominant force this tournament, they enter round 4 off the back of a loss to G2. Up until now, there are only 2 teams eliminated, Fnatic and PSG Talon. But we're just getting to the stage where they're all gonna start dropping like flies. The games that are completed on your screen from the table were covered 2 videos ago. So if you're not up to speed just yet on those, you can quickly jump over to this video, wherever I've put it in the editing, before watching today's, because of course there's gonna be spoilers. I don't even know if I was pointing to the right things. I thought it'd look cool in editing, but I still can't see what I'm pointing at. Now I know I've been doing my best to keep you up to speed with Worlds, but I'm just one person. But if you need that extra layer of help, today's video partner, Opera GX, has what you need. All right, quick break before we get started. We're in the midst of Worlds, and if you're anything like me, you're doing your best to catch every match. But because of time zones, it can be tricky. So let me put you on something that'll keep you up to date and leagueify your browser, Opera GX, who I'm sure you've heard of if you're not using it already. Opera GX is the official browser of League of Legends esports, teaming up with Riot to basically bring the Rift straight into your browser, as if you weren't addicted enough already. You've got the new Riot Corner, which shows you every upcoming match, full schedules and co-streams all synced to your time zone so you know exactly when they're on. So even if you're like your jungler and you can't tell time, Opera GX has you covered. You can follow Worlds, LCS, LEC, all of it, right from inside the browser. And plus, you can customize it with official League mods. I'm using the Renekton one since he's my second most played, but there's Cassante, Renata, Lee Sin, and more in the GX store. Now, switching browsers is usually a pain in the ass. That's why it took me so long to go to Opera, but Opera GX has a quick import tool that brings over all your bookmarks, cookies, and settings in seconds. Take it from me, it's super, super easy.
It was like that when I got here.
And during the Worlds Finals on November 9th, Opera GX is running an exclusive loot drop quest. Watch on lolesports.com with Opera GX browser open, and when a pop-up appears, click on it. You should be all good with that with all the minions you click on every day. Clicking on this pop-up will instantly claim you a Hextech chest and key that's tied to the event that contains exclusive loot. On top of that, Opera GX helps you stop the lag and nerf the ads. It's got a built-in ad blocker and a free VPN. And right now you can get 2 months of VPN Pro completely free using the code EarnYourLegacy. So yeah, if you're watching Worlds, Opera GX just makes sense. You basically get something for nothing and a superior browser in the process. Download Opera GX free using my link in the description or pinned comment, and a huge thanks to Opera GX for their partnership in this video. Let's jump into game 1 of the video, China 3 Top Esports versus Korea 3 KT Rolster. We're starting off in tight fashion. Only a 1.5k gold differential separates the two, but as Top funnel their way through River to start their second Dragon, KT 5 stacks and advances.
That's just a full 5-man stack in the face of TES. Eyes on Kanavi and Cream, that's the big AoE damage. The flash bill for Hung as well.
Battle Herald summoned in the middle.
Ready to ride away in a blaze of glory. Hung gonna get things kicked off. Only manages to catch Cuz, and he just turns right back and starts free firing. Kanavi cut out the Sundered Sky, doesn't do a damn thing. TES though fighting back. Cream burned down on the side by Perfect. TES holding the line. It's an absolute bloodbath around the Drake, and it looks like they might be able to grab it in the end. They've taken the Hextech Drake. Docdam running. BDD in the back lines. Jackie Lowe taken down. It's a double kill for Perfect.
Now, something that's been relatively consistent this Worlds is teams holding onto their lead, as exemplified by KT's continuous almost 4,000 gold one. Looking to take control of vision and space in Top's jungle, KT advance, and an enemy jungle pick opens the gates to Baron.
Conversation, Cuz Nice backstep coming in. Hung gonna be initially caught out. 369 retreating. Redemption coming down from the sky, and Cuz still happy to keep chasing forward. TES zoned away from the pit, but here comes BDD as well. Cream instant flash out. Kanavi gonna be caught up by the ultimate coming in from Nautilus, and down he goes. BDD on a rampage.
They can take Baron and they can defend mid.
Really comfortable in this game. 369 trying to cut the wave, and they actually want to get this fight kicked off. Cream coming in very slowly. Doesn't have access to the flash, but 369.
369, kind of a one-man army right there. Him and Jackie Love now can move over towards Baron. Can they actually contest, though?
It's going to be tough. They have to expose themselves to the flank. 2 angles of attack potentially coming in for KT. Hung waiting over the wall. Access
Is this
to
it?
the flash. The proto belt. Nico ready to go, maybe to kick the fight off. Cream taken out in the blink of an eye, though. Oh, my God. 369, the last man left standing. Another double kill for Docdamon. Pack it up, boys. KT not messing around.
With the confidence of a GA, a hefty gold lead, and a Baron buff, Cuz has had enough and takes matters into his own hands, because holy shit.
Yep. And a redemption, which Hung obviously does not have.
All right,
Oh, that's the ulti. Initial burst damage coming out. Hung looking for the re-engage. BDD able to make it over the wall using the power of the ultimate. Kanavi living for an extra second, but it's not quite enough. Cuz now unstoppable, going right over the wall. It's the 3-man. And we said it, Cuz needed to step up, and he absolutely has in this game 1. Dominant performance on this Wukong.
Now, up until the 11th minute of Game 2, the game is literally dead even, showing TES isn't feeling the pressure of being 0-1. But no gold gap means stagnation, and this dragon fight is anything but.
though. Peter's chasing.
Peter wandering his way in. Drake is going to go down. Kanavi able to take that. Peter holding onto the ulti as long as possible. Heal coming out. Perfect flashing and immediate stun. Cleanse coming out from Jackie Love. Charm is there from Hung. Jackie Love now moving backward. You're going to be able to pull in the feathers, but Peter just refuses to go down. Hung waiting off to the side. Kanavi going in with the ulti. And in the meantime, it's a turn right back. BDD not quite able to land it, but the interrupt going to come through just in time. 369 dropping down. Cream able to make it out with the Realm Warp. And again, KT in the team fights are unmatched.
Moving on to Baron, the game has stayed in close contention for over 25 minutes. While KT leads the way pretty heavily in objectives with 3 dragons and feats of war, top esports are still in it, and if there's anything to give a team on the back foot a chance, it's a Baron fight.
Kanavi, 10k on the objective, have to keep eyes on Kanavi. He's the one that can make the seal happen. Immediate start to the fight is looking good as Cream is caught out. Redemption to get him topped up, but most of TES is going to be splitting off. Peter going to use the Mikhails on himself to survive a little bit longer. In goes 369, trying to find the isolated target, but for now BDD is untouched. The feathers fly as Jackie Love goes up and comes right back down. Triple kill for Docdam, and the isolated 1v1. 369 only find a brief moments for an honorable duel as KT cut him to pieces.
Unable to overcome KT's accumulating lead, you can't really give map control and Dragon Soul, so feeling the pressure of 2 open inhibs, it's do or die for top in a last chance fight.
Cream returning means they might have an angle of attack. Heal comes out from Peter. Headbutt pulled only onto 369. In the meantime, Perfect getting things off. Perfect getting lower, or Peter, excuse me, getting lower as Docdam continues to rain Mystic shots from the sidelines, and KT content to just take 2 inhibs. 4K getting lower. Kanavi needs to move in, but the stun, Perfect ready with it to try to take it away. 3K, eyes on the objective, eyes on the soul. KT holding on to the fight in the meantime. Docdam and BDD for now untouched. The dragon ignored, it's no longer important. Cuz keeping things going. Cuz versus 369 in the pit, it does not matter. Jackie Love flashing back. Feathers ready to pull back, but the damage is not there. BDD is just stronger. The soul is theirs, the series is theirs. KT dominance in this 2-0 matchup.
Miracle happen right now.
KT pushing in, BDD flash forward, Perfect dashing through to give okay, that wasn't it. But at the end of the day,
no miracle.
It still works out. KT.
With that clean series, KT Rolster advanced through Swiss to quarters with a very cool 3-0. Now for the hope of Taiwan, flying Oysters to take on the also performing LPL2 Anyone's Legend. Giving over a couple of early dragons, Oysters realize they can't lose any more at risk of giving soul. In preparation for Dragon number 3, Honkyu spots a scouting KL and engages to kick off the fight.
Honkyu wandering in, hoping to catch out Hope. Kyle off to the side. Ulti out from Honkyu. Zoning away. Kyle getting his flash before the big fight is going to be big, but here's the response. The charge now coming out. Ulti from Tarzan. They see a window of opportunity. Tidal wave response. Vlondra into the back line. Jojo immediately backing up. Doggo for now untouched. Vlondra zoned away. Forced to flash away from the bubble. Doggo stepping up. Junja, the reset on the Cyclone just in time. Vlondra's got him on a rope, but I don't think that's where he wants to be. Honkyu with the follow. CFO, take the fight.
Bro, I just love watching Doggo. He's so aggressive even on the world stage. All I've seen from this dude is his Draven solo killing T1 players, 2v1ing others mid and valking forward in team fights. Beautiful stuff. This guy knows no nerves. Taking the lead from that early dragon fight, CFO take the next 3 Drakes and control the map. But as the game gets longer and longer, so do the death timers, and this Baron fight could cost a Nexus.
With a lot of confidence, but has to give a little bit more respect as ulti now coming in for Flandre. Immediate TP coming on the backside. That's HonkQ on the way to the fight. He does have the ulti up and available. Tidal wave going in. HonkQ coming back. Ulti just in time. Wants to take down Shanks, but doesn't quite have the hard CC. Shanks manages to make it out. But Rest keeps driving forward as Hope falls. Tarzan and Kyle on the backline, but all of the damage is gone. Tarzan will not be enough. Kyle finally finds the engage, but it's too little. It's too late because it's Junja moving in the whirlwind there. AL crumbling. Flandre comes back into the fight just in time to watch AL fall to pieces.
Flying Oysters take game 1 versus anyone's legend. But this, unlike the rest of Swiss stage, is a best of 3. Not only are they going to have to show draft strength here because of Fearless, they're also going to have to exercise their longevity. And just quickly, also want to say that if you enjoy these types of Worlds recap videos, consider subscribing as I continue to cover the rest of the tournament. It's great to have you here, and I really hope that these videos bring you value and are a great part of your workday or study day or whatever else that you do. I hope that these keep you up to date. Now, in preparation for, shocker, Atakan, both teams enter the river as 5 to try and set up their team fights. But despite a strong engage from Junja, top have an answer and the fight continues.
Atakan is. That's the ulti coming in for Junja. Sees them in the pinch. Wants to go in. Tarzan using an ulti of an immediate shutdown. HonkQ trying to find his way onto Hope to make sure that no more damage can follow up. Flash forward, stun from Kyle, and they take down HonkQ. 4-man stack from CFO though, still standing, still strong. 2 down. Okay. Is immediately going to TP back to the fight. They need to be careful though. Their resistances are getting shredded. Hope is going to hit like a truck. They're trying to zone Kaiwing out of the fight for a brief moment.
Burn it.
4K,
the patience, they love the patience.
Getting lower. Altin coming in from Flandre, immediately takes down 1. TP coming in the meantime for the rest of AL. Flandre flashing back to get away from Doggo. Wants to turn the fight back. Doesn't have the shield up in time as Doggo gets 1 back in return. AL holding the bottom lane. Standing strong. They will not concede the Herald. The patience starting to run thin. And it looks like we're going to have to go one more time because Atakan's not out of this one yet.
Set up for
one
this.
more time. Junja ulting again. Rinse and repeat. We've seen this one before, but this time it's Hope who's been isolated. Hope trying to flash away, Rest off to the side. Hope blocked out the satchel, not nearly enough to keep him standing. That's the ulti from the Ziggs. Not having a whole hell of a lot of effect. HonkQ ready to retreat if need be, but Tarzan knows that he needs to follow. Equalizer to split the fight. They don't have tri-bush control. Now set in their sights. Shanks moving in. Level 15 on the Orianna. The shockwave will hurt, but CFO refused to group. Doggo waiting over the wall. Coling to split the fight. Need to keep Tarzan away. 2K getting lower. Tarzan steals it, but HonkQ uses the Mega Blast Cone to get in. Instantly, he's suppressed by Flandre, denying the engage back in return. But AL get what they came for. They take the Drake.
Tarzan is a beast! He's able to get the Drake. They started up the Atakan again. I don't think they should. Well, they're going to continue doing it. Are teleports ready? No. Teleports are not ready for the Akali or for Rest. So AL, they're going to force it.
Goes out from Kaiwing. Junja wants to try to find a way in, but AL have control of the tri-bush. That's Doggo caught out, able to flash out to safety. AL continuing to chip away at these summoner spells, but their focus isn't on the objective. Junja going to walk forward too. They're risking so much just to attempt to steal. Finding kills back now. He's knocked up. He's taken down. Tarzan grabs another. Patience resetting on Atakan. Rest about to fall, holding onto his life. Surely AL get the objective.
And it's kind of the same in this fight too. CFO look to engage in top blue jungle, but too many of their tools are used for too little value and top strike back.
Behind in gold.
Doggo chasing, poke damage onto Kyle. Be careful not to overcommit here, but Junja might just be on the way, and he is. It's the Pantheon. Right to the back line. Aegis assault to block, and he fall off damage. Decent equalizer to kick things off, but Tarzan is relatively untouched. HonkQ in the midst. The team almost immediately gets taken down. Ulti from Flandre. So many low health bars. Flandre, Tarzan, and Shanks tear through CFO.
Side, take down that turret.
And there's not a lot of counterplay from CFO outside of forcing an engage, but it's AL who will force it first. Tarzan getting us kicked off, immediate knockup. Down goes Rest. CFO gonna retreat. Holding line for now, but again, AL have more range, better siege tool, more threat. CFO can only force a fight. It's their only recourse against the push, against the pressure that AL are putting down. Junja gonna kick things off. Flandre still has the GA. Aegis assault to keep him standing for now. Will retreat. Ball pulled back as HonkQ tries to get a little bit more space. Dash back, but he still gets clipped. Doggo now running. Wind becomes lightning as he's caught out. Forced back into the fountain as AL determined to take us to game 3.
At 1 game apiece, it's a breaker, and the series could be anyone's. The start of game 3 sees only 5 kills, but lots of objectives. One such being Herald. Let's see how AL defend.
Most of the damage with the Celestial opposition. Now the Herald charge gonna come through. Waiting, the interrupt isn't quite there. Instantaneous ulti coming in from Doggo. CFO don't hesitate to pull the trigger, and it might just be 2 quick kills in the blink of an eye. Shanks trying to give him bit more damage down, but Junja is still standing.
Oysters take the mid lane lead and run with it, setting up for Atakan with 3,000 gold of confidence. But again, it's the Chinese and team fighting.
It's the Jin. He can't stay in the back line, but we'll have to be careful. TP coming in from behind of CFO.
Camp that telly.
Ball breaker ready to go, trying to jump in on the Flandre. Flandre immediately retreating. Wall splitting the entire fight. Hongq knocked away. Curtain call coming out. Last bullet not quite going to connect. One more coming in for Hope, but he can't get anything done. Ulti from Doggo doesn't do too much work, and it's rivalrvn who might be in trouble. Kyle backing away. 3K on the objective. All comes down to the smite on the Otacon. Ulti in to make sure he gets the pin. It's getting lower and lower. Who gets it in the end? AL keeping the fight going, but no. It's Tarzan in the clutch who manages to take the Otacon. Flandre with the foul up. The double. Make it a triple. And Shanks to run down Kaiwing as AL get everything.
With the gold lead a very marginal lead to AL, the thing Oysters should be worried about is their Chemtech soul. As anyone's legend enter the Baron channel under the veil of Curtain Call, a flash unburrow from Flandre breaks Vietnam's formation.
Kyle waiting over the wall. Oh my gosh, this is going to be devastating. Kyle goes over immediate pop. Doggo tries to pull channel, but Kyle has the interrupt. Curtains calls, and now it's Shank and Flandre to follow up. CFO being routed, forced back. Hongq still standing. Doggo still alive for a brief moment, but it's the tag team of top jungle to tear him down. Hongq knocked out as well, and they don't need a Baron. They want the series. AL barreling down mid.
With those two series done, we move on to round 4 with, as I said before, KT Rolster and anyone's legend advancing to quarterfinals lossless. And I have to say, despite losing, Oysters are a ton of fun to watch. And low-key after GENG, just because I think Chovy deserves a Worlds, they're the team I want to win it. Oh, and you said that you like watching the Oysters too? Well, good thing we're kicking off round 4 with them versus HLE then. Now I know I said it was going to be exciting, but game 1 is off to a pretty slow start. 3 kills apiece, even gold, etc. Oh, but apparently Zek has been studying Faker VODs.
Say afterwards, also didn't work as the Drake.
Yeah, Drake gonna get started up here as Zeka finds another 2! There is the tidal wave, that comes on through, but Hongq's already dead. Cataclysm will be avoided, but Doggo, he's out of the fight, he's out of the pit, and there is no hope for Junja this time. It is a steamroll.
Now, despite HLE's apparently superior skirmishing prowess, CFO managed to stem the gold bleed to a 1k deficit, even taking the lead in Dragons. But the range advantages he provides gives HLE mid-prio, and they force CFO to move late to the Baron. And honestly, I don't think I've ever seen a Baron melt this fast. Are Rumble and Yunara just that OP?
To be present for the fight, and that fight is about to happen right now.
That's exactly what they're doing.
Look at Junja's positioning.
This is just melting. It's absolutely obscene. Driver goes in there. They're going to see whether they can win the fight because they're not going to take the Baron. The rest of CFO move over, but Driver's going all out, and he needs to get out because that health bar is just missing. Emperor's Divide finds 2 in the backline, and Zaze is there with the flamethrower to take down Hongq again. Junja will be able to keep himself alive at least, but Peanut takes down Doggo. There are those carries you were talking about, Mal. They're now taking a nap in the river, and there goes the rest of CFO to follow. HLE, they will find their team fight in the end.
Despite the Oysters' loss, the game was very close until the end, which only means we're up for another heater in game 2. We fast forward to Atakan, where CFO have amassed themselves a comfy gold lead, as well as 3 dragons and feats, which rounds out their objectives. But it doesn't look like HLE are interested in giving them any more for free.
Void Grub or Rift Herald impression by being a Void monster in the pit. As there is the flick back onto Doggo! Peanut looking for that angle there, but it is just going to be the satchel that tries to get Doggo out of dodge. Zeus now could be the one in trouble though, a solar flare. The circles are layered, and it's not enough damage. He just tunnels his way out. Another shove to buy that space, but the Otacon down underneath half health. As HLE still wanting to go for this one. Redemption to get those health bars back again. As Peanut, can you get the steal? That's the question. He gets himself in, but it's not going to be stolen away. And down goes Peanut immediately. It's a brilliant knock-up there from Delight, but Hongq is still alive somehow. And CFO are just trying to limp themselves away.
The fight actually looks to be off to a bad start for HLE, with Peanut half health in the pit and Baron still way off dying. But despite this, Zeus pulls a decisive trigger on the engage, and no amount of tenacity can help with all these knockups.
Position to output a lot of DPS as the TP comes in. CFO know that they cannot give up this Baron.
Every teleport is going to be employed to try and stop this one from going down. 25 seconds on Doggo as well, who doesn't have teleport when he does respawn. Still there looking for the angle as Zeus goes in. It's a beautiful flick back, a double knock up again. The pulverize is there, and Viper is indeed unstoppable as everyone is CCing every member of CFO, and that just allows Viper to shoot them. The Baron gonna go down next. It felt like a hint of desperation because CFO... Oh, well, it's down to 2,000 now. He's not going to be able to get there. That game number 3 is Junja down so incredibly low. Peanut to try and set up here as well. The solar flare is decent, but the shove, the knockups all over the place, just chained so beautifully by HLE. They'll use that to take down this inhibitor turret. And no Crocodile to stand in that front line and defend. The inhibitor might actually be defended though, as we can see here. That's not going to go down just yet, but they have now broken open the base. A 6,000 gold lead here for HLE as well. As the siege continues, Delight gets the headbutt in triple pulverize one more time as it's Zeus that assassinates Doggo yet again as Viper gets round the side to land the pot shots. It's a double as it all settles, and my God, HLE, they really came alive, and they were asleep at the beginning of this game.
Thus far, Oysters had done well, beating Fnatic, T1, and even taking a game off the flawless Anyone's Legend. But after back-to-back losses, they're sent into round 5 elimination and really need to find their composure. Up next, FlyQuest take on G2, and with both overcoming their opponent in round 3, we're sure to be in for a close game. After some early kills, FlyQuest lead game 1 before having to contest a third dragon to deny soul point off G2, but the Europeans have already secured control of the pit and Fly have to find a tight way in.
So much control of this area. Nature's Grasp for holding on to control as well is so incredibly good. Hex Splash going to get channeled here as Busio looking for an angle towards Caps perhaps as he gets taken down so incredibly low. Unbreakable Will comes in, and now you've got Whippo trying to make the difference, but Tempered Fate to hold them in position. Hans Sommer in so much trouble, and he does get taken down. Inspired to grab first blood in the fight. Busio is going to be the answering kill, and Broken Blade takes down Busio as well. It's FlyQuest that can actually answer back as Caps trying to do some of the damage, but doesn't quite manage to do so.
With Whippo giving his team prior mid lane, Fly has safe passage toward Baron and a comfy gold lead. So how do G2 respond when they're so split?
Area for them, they need to leverage the advantage that they have right now.
Well, this could be certainly leveraged as Caps walks a little bit too far away from his turret and will just be taken out.
Bring through the jungle again. What can FlyQuest do with the timer?
Well, perfect position. Great sidesteps there from Broken Blade, though, to make sure that he's not knocked back there from the Natofo strikes. Inspired, though, already right on top of this Baron. Skumon in the area, but it's going to be so difficult to stop this Baron from going down. The flash in, the headbutt back! As Skumon's flash is now on cooldown. Redemption for a bit of extra damage at the same time as FlyQuest, they kept the Baron leashed. All of this vision getting taken away over and over again. And this Baron down to 4,000. Do they opt in for it? Because Skumon can't get over the wall. It's going to be impossible for them to stop this, and the Baron will be taken by FlyQuest.
Push on these Caitlyn trap lines, but never mind.
Flash is going forward here as the wall comes down, and Hans Sommer just blows up. The inner turret is going to go down, and Skumon is running the wrong direction. Bit of a jungle v jungle here as he gets the Teemo thumbs up. I don't think Skumon's going to feel okay about it. Nimbus Strike comes forward. Inspired finishes him off, and I think this is the end of the game.
So yep, FlyQuest hot off the blocks in what was a pretty long game. Long, but clean. Let's see if they can repeat it in this best of 3. I know what I said just then, but not after the best start as Fly fall one by one again and again and again.
Come to you.
Oh, this happening as Labrov makes his way over. They're looking for the dive. Knockup does come on through as Busio gets the wish out, but there is first blood going over to the Trundle here at 13 minutes. The culling to soften them up, but Masu might even be in trouble himself here in mid lane for now. Looks like Fly do want to fight for it, but Whippo's also in trouble. Equalizer goes down, flashes away, and just gets chomped down by Skumon. That's 2-0 for the Troll.
Then he makes a gank on top side and a repeat gank as well.
Yeah, makes another gank towards this top side. Good flash out there as the wish comes through as well, but it's not going to work. It's 3-0 in the kills as G2 lock down those feats of warfare, and FlyQuest, they need to do something about this Troll.
Now, I don't really know what started this fight. Like, BB just taunted Whippo, so Caps just TP'd in, and I guess G2 not wanting to waste the teleport, they just sent it. I don't know. The only objective that's up is on the other side of the map, so just west things.
Really hard to take down now. And Trundle kind of thrives in these scrappy fights.
Well, he's going to have to try and book it over here. It is Broken Blade with a lot of CC, keeping Whippo busy. Equalizer goes down. The wish comes in, but he just dies before FlyQuest could get in there. Still, they're going to look for the fight, though. Crescent Guard comes down. Labrov just explodes in an instant as the taunt is fantastic. The flash out from Inspire, but he still dies. Not enough. in the tank here for Busio.
As G2 head mid with their buff, Fly are forced up to contest the wave. But how broken is Soraka? Not enough, apparently.
And now G2 know they have the numbers advantage. There's no smite available for FlyQuest. With Annie around, they might try and contest this still. Masu in the area. Let's see what Pokey can get down.
It is a pretty early Baron, but it's going down very, very quickly. A teleport is available here as soon as this Rumble does spawn, and he's teleporting in now, but the Baron is going to go down. Quad immediately explodes as Bwipo cannot get anything done. Flash over the wall there from Busio as Bwipo decides he wants to go aggressive. I'm not sure about that one, but Masu tries to get the kill on Skumon, and it doesn't quite work. All of these Barons still up and available, and the Justice Punch to bring Broken Blade forward. He will find his mark as Busio's still alive and getting this healing down, but the problem is they're not doing enough damage to G2, and they're just going to back up. The culling is working as intended, but unfortunately, it's just a little too late.
Buff, they got a bunch of extra kills off it too.
Okay, well, we're looking for a bit more of a fight here as the heroic entrance comes down. Quad takes a large chunk. FlyQuest still in it though, as we can see. Masu is going so aggressive, I don't know whether it's a good idea, as there is the ulti out from Caps to get so much AoE damage, but Masu still alive! The ambulance is working, but Skumon finally gets the jump down! Terrible Baron power play putting them at about 8.7k in the lead. And FlyQuest trying to get back out onto the map. You can see Inspired just wanting to keep this fight going, but Between Worlds comes out from Caps, and he's now on a rampage against Quad. Of the damage to burst down FlyQuest now. The culling comes through, but Skumon says what? As he just takes most of it. Equalizer in as well as they look for Bwipo, but he does go gold, and the quickness comes on through. The charm is fantastic. They try and keep him alive, but it does not work. It's a bit of a trade though, as this Rakan is going to be taken down, but man, these wallets, they are so heavy from G2. First Nexus turret to be taken down. Masu going to be next to be taken on this fountain, and G2.
With one game apiece, it's Battle of the West to see who proceeds to quarters and who faces elimination. Let's load in. So Labrov thinks he catches Bwipo here, but then Busio hooks the tank, who then flashes in, who then gets walled, and then immediately after, with no time to rest, there is an explosion at Atakan. So yeah, game 3 is off to a hectic start.
Back not going to come through. We'll see whether they can get a dent onto this turret, and with the Rift Herald, they will be able to.
Yeah, G2, they have to respect.
Oh no, another one, and this time the Magnustorm comes in. Bwipo has to flash, gets himself out of there. Shelly gets a headache, and will be able to take this one down. Skumon stands in front of the hook, and Busio has to cleanse, gets himself out of the way. Oh, the Emperor's Divide moves Skumon away from him, still able to get the kill, but now the curtains have been called. First bullet, second bullet, third going to miss, the fourth one lands, but it's eaten by Labrov, and he's going to be just fine. G2 limp away.
A crazy back and forth as Masu secures a kill. 6-6, the scoreline at the top of our screens.
With Baron about to be on the table, G2 look to create space in Fly's jungle, but playing a solid front to back, Fly collapsed before turning on a very sketchy purple worm.
Doing it with Skumon on his Mundo. Well, the rest of the team here going at Busio again.
Yeah, looking for a bit of an angle there, but Leap Strike does get Broken Blade over the wall. They will be okay, as never mind. Inspired, looking for an angle. Deadly Flourish comes down. Another curtain call to come in here as Skumon flashes himself away. Busio's dead once again, though. The last bullet not quite enough, but Quad does have the follow-up damage. It's a trade of supports. For now, the flash forward from Inspired. He thinks he's found the angles. Bwipo just flashes on top. Hans is going to fall down for the first time in this game, and now this Crocodile is doing what he wants instead of the Mundo as they escort G2 out of the river. In here, but this Baron is going down so incredibly quickly. They have vision, but they have no one in the area, and it's FlyQuest that take the first Baron.
As Baron 2 spawns, it's just a really close game, and tensions are high. Let's see who performs when advancement is on the line. Maybe a wombo combo will be enough to prove it.
Wanting to sneak in once again. Bwipo slices to get out of there, and Quad has to get out as well. Busio starting off the fight, gets the double knockup, but Skumon is so tanky. Not tanky enough. This Azir is just going front to back, as now Broken Blade with the counter-strike is going to be able to help take down Bwipo. The hook is going to not land, but the Magnet Storm is gorgeous. Not enough to do all the damage, and Busio somehow got in there, but look at the Emperor's Divide. Down goes Broken Blade, the curtain call as well to slow down Labrov. G2 still with some players alive, but these health bars are so low, and FlyQuest come out on top. Baron power play.
That is absolutely insane.
Emperor's Divide was just gorgeous from Quad as we're right into another team fight as now Blippo having to use that Q to try and get his health bar back, but Hans Summer's just going to shut him down. The Deadly Flourish as well is trying to work out, but Broken Blade stays alive. The Emperor's Divide is gigantic, and BB will go down. The Azir is taken as well, and G2 straight out of the replay, straight putting FlyQuest into the death chamber.
Caps goes on a rampage. He finds such a huge shockwave with the help of Lebrov. G2 may well have done it. There's only Inspired left to try and defend the base, but after 3 long years, I think Europe is back at the quarterfinals.
I honestly thought Fly was going to win that one, till Skewmon just Giga Chad flashed into the 4 Americans. Moving on, world's favourites GENG take on LPL3 Top Esports. With GENG making some slow but calculated advancements, their purple friend is unleashed mid to break a tower. But a dicey engage from Cream and late TP from 369 give GENG a window.
Honestly, this is a masterclass from GENG. Ruler and Duro, they push Jackie out so hard. Wait a second.
Flank. Jumps onto Duro, weirding back with a seismic shove between worlds, goes Cream and dives onto Duro and flashes, and immediately he's locked up with the concussive blows that re-engage from GENG. Perfect as they dive in with the cease and desist. Jackie Love can't survive the onslaught of Keen and Canyon. A seismic shove buries Top Esports. 369 looks for the flash. An unstoppable onslaught. Cowards, he cries.
It isn't long before the Koreans have amassed a 6k gold lead and set their sights on Atakan. And next, their sights on the retreating Top Esports.
Walk through me, and through me is also through a seismic shove as GENG look for the engage. Keen with a perfect bang. The Pop Blossom's only going to find the jungler. It's not enough. Crescent Guard from Kanavi won't keep him alive through the damage that is Ruler. The dash back from Cream. Oh, it's a shellacking. It's a demolition. I'm not even sure we're allowed to show this on your screens. GENG with a 5-0 ace at 22 minutes.
Despite a 10k gold deficit, Top pounce on GENG being split. But no matter how nice the try is, gold advantages will always be a thing.
Lineup here, and we're even going to see them continue.
Pop Blossom only going to hit onto Duro. Not able to chase any further as Canyon jumps across the wall with the Bolt Breaker. Duro, Redemption coming down, unstoppable onslaught won't be enough damage. Duro survives! Duro survives again, you just can't kill him. As Kanavi's caught out by Keen, he's going to pop the Crescent Guard to try and survive, but is guarding nada. Jackie Love and Cream feel the full power of the culling. Chovy's flashing the damn wall, for goodness sake, as GENG once again ace Top Esports and will push down mid.
A much better start for the LPL 3rd seed, and we get the joy of seeing Chovy on Yone, until you throw a dragon in the mix.
Top Esports could decide not to try and take this Barney, not to try and take this fray. Trying to control that mid lane at the moment. 369 now teleporting towards the river. The Drake down to 3,000 HP. Kanavi jumping forward onto Keen. The Drake's still the target for Canyon and Chovy. Call to the Forge Guard as they dive back in. The double knockup. Canyon's already killed off Hung as Kanavi falls down to half HP. Duro with a good quickness. They dive back onto Kanavi. Fate sealed. Kanavi clapped by Chovy. Meanwhile, the dive into the backline from Ruler, a killer instinct, and an instinct to kill here for GENG. Cream trying to escape, puts the soldier down to try and take out Ruler, but he just doesn't have the range. GENG once again find a mid-game fight and absolutely delete Top Esports.
Despite being on the back foot, TES limit the gold def to 2.5k. That is, until Baron spawns and GENG look to take control. And did you know Chovy's so good that even when he misses an ult, it wins the fight? Apparently.
Once again denied by the control ward just sitting outside of it. Kanavi dashes in onto Keen, not really the target that you want. Meanwhile, the Solar Flare dives in onto Duro, who gets the quickness off, but is only onto Leona. Hung already down, the corner of the Forge Guard coming out as well as GENG get one and immediately back away.
It's everything onto Duro, but Duro is so slippery, he backs away. And now GENG continue to play back towards this Baron, teasing Top Esports.
Fate seal from Chovy doesn't connect, but Canyon does! Jackie Love is sent packing the Cataclysm onto Cream. He dives in but dies for it. 369 trying to flash away. Cannon can still flag and jag and trace this one down. Once again, try as you might, you just can't beat them. GENG are the best in the world right now.
With a new Baron buff, GENG make the calculated move to get mid prio and head towards Seoul. But collapsing on the contest is all that's needed, and Top Esports take the bait.
You know, but that is it, sitting at 2 items right now as Kanavi jumps in. Once again, Duro the target, but he's durable and he'll just battle dance his way away. The Solar Flare doesn't find its mark. As now the Court of the Forge God comes out from Keen, and he's praying to Chovy that Church may be in session. Chovy unable to find the engage off towards the side, but again, someone has used the equalizer down, doesn't really connect onto anyone, does separate Keen from the rest of GENG. Redemption coming out, Keen should be able to get into it, not quite. Jackie Love has transcended himself as Chovy dashes back, 1 kill. Cream goes forward as they look for Ruler, but Ruler with a killer instinct dives behind Cream. Jackie Love diving in and Chovy going the other way once again. GENG clean up the fight and Top Esports are left rattled.
In next video, which will be tomorrow, hopefully, I'm covering round 5, and it begins with an absolute shocker of a play, like the most controversial play of the entire tournament. I hope you'll join me for that, so be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!